plus travel and all that other expenses.
2 of the 3 right ones.
We are recording.
We are recording, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to call this meeting to order. As required by law, the town may audio or video record this meeting. Any person intending to either audio or video record this open session is required to inform the chair. You recording, Amy? No. Okay, moving on. Angie and Val. Val, I'm sorry.
Okay. Good evening. I was going to say good morning, but good evening. My partner Val couldn't be here. This is my partner here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Linda Broderick. She's one of the team leaders that we had for the circus. And I did want to thank everybody, all of the town departments and everybody in the community that we were able to bring the circus to town. And we've had tremendous support by so many people. So I did want to thank you, and I appreciate it very much. On the plus side, we made a good chunk of change that will be returning back to the various groups in the town, like for example, donations to rec department, community center, different things. We're working all those donations going out, as well as taking care of all of the children in need. We had a good chunk that just went out. We had a number of children coming from the shelters that are coming back to school, where they're trying to get them into Monomoy. So, we've been spending the money, so which is good. Like I said, 100% of the money goes back to the community. I know the biggest concern that you had was the fields, and we realized that, and there's been a lot of scuttlebutt all over town, and I've tried to be kind and sweet, but you got the good, the bad, the ugly, and how it is. So right now, I'm still waiting. I heard that there were 2 different assessments that were done. I haven't seen anything, and I heard the assessments were very, very far apart, which to me sounded quite interesting. But I haven't seen any, and we would love to have a copy if you have copies of those assessments, because we'd like to really
We're talking
know.
estimates?
Estimates.
Yeah,
I'm using the wrong word.
I didn't even know there was a second one yet.
Well, I'm just
But-
doing scuttlebutt, so
Yeah,
it may
yeah.
not be accurate. It may not be
Yeah,
accurate.
yeah,
And
you wrote to Joe too,
I
right?
tried to write to Joe,
Okay.
I haven't heard back again.
Okay.
So, anyway, what I'd like to know is what is really going on. When I listened to, I'll use Sean Fernandez as an example, he was trying to tell me not to panic. These things could easily be repaired and fixed. So he was explaining to me that. I said, okay. When I hear scuttlebutt in town, it always sounds like we dug 10 feet into the ground, or or a hole to the center of the earth. So I don't really know what was really going on. The next thing is, whose insurance are you using? That would be kind of nice to know. I heard DPW immediately went after the circus, and again, then we heard they went after our insurance. Well, we put the insurance in place because just in case something goes wrong. We realize that. So if you can give me information on that, we would appreciate it. And then the next thing is, Joe had kind of reassured us that we could bring the circus back to Harwich, and we would love to do that. It was a great family program. It was just awesome. But the question is, can we bring it back to the community center? And I'm going to be honest with you, I did check all last year from every place in town here, and even with 204, we looked at that, and we knew that there were problems there. And I went out again yesterday. I've been running around all over town. Okay. I went over to 204 yesterday, and I looked in the back fields, and those fields have not been taken care of. Plus the pop-up bases and everything, all the metal things are sticking out of there. And the other thing is parking. That would be a major, major issue. And that was an issue when we were looking at it last year, because where do you park? Especially with the 204, with all the artists that are there and all of their businesses. And if you're making a shuttle people by bus, we would have to determine what that's going to cost, and is that cost effective, because buses are expensive. So I'm just throwing all those other questions out there to you, and if you could answer them, that would be great.
Okay, let me,
Yeah.
we're not gonna get into a deep discussion on this because I thought this was
Well, I
you
wanna
coming in
thank you.
strictly for the
Basic,
thank you.
that's what it was, yes.
Okay, so it's not an
Until
agenda item.
Yeah.
So I will, Eric will answer, I think Eric's gonna give you a short, quick answer
Okay.
to
Yeah.
all of your questions.
Thank you very much.
As far as what I do know is the insurance that I've seen, the estimate that I've seen, For the repair work and the sprinkler heads is probably between 13 and 15,000. But we can get you a copy of that. I don't know of a second quote yet. I haven't even been told. Everything's kind of in administration's hands now, as far as, it's gonna go above even the commission.
Okay.
As far as deciding where you go next year.
Okay,
So I would just maybe keep going, for asking Joe.
okay.
'Cause, yeah, you have as much information as I do.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Unfortunately, so.
Wish we had more, but we do not.
That's
Well,
all I know.
I tried,
That's all I know.
I didn't realize, I mean, I do wanna thank you, because you did support us last year, and I really did appreciate that, and we're hoping that you will support us again next year. But your next, just hit Joe again and
Yeah,
figure
yeah,
out where we're
because it's
going from
gonna,
there.
the way it's going now, it seems like it's gonna be him and the Board of Selectmen's decision, the Select Board's decision about next year.
Okay,
And how they're gonna proceed with the insurance. I know they were planning on getting the work done and working on reimbursement from there. I don't know if that means from the circus insurance or the Friends insurance or both, or, but they're kind of handling it at a higher level now.
okay, no, I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah.
It's just that I wanted to get some type of an answer, because I know the circus people are asking us, for next year.
Sure.
And if we can't do it, we have to be honest with them. There are other people on the list that are dying to take it, so we have to be honest.
Yep, and I'm waiting like you guys are. If they tell us, it's gonna be here, then it's here. If not, it's not.
But they still have the right, the Friends group, whenever we open the calendar, to come and apply, correct?
Oh,
Through us.
Absolutely, you could definitely
That
apply.
should be the
Yeah,
first
And then
step.
I would just need the go-ahead from administration.
Okay,
Select
because
Board.
I understand from Elaine, we can't apply for
Well,
anything
February
until.
1.
Until,
Yeah, February 1, yeah.
When is the deadline, Angie, for the circuit? When do you have to let them know?
They're gonna be asking me this fall, I'm sure. They already asked us on our survey, because we had to do a survey and all this stuff. And we stated that, we'd love to do it again next year, because Joe had already said, yes, you can do it.
Yeah, I was.
So we said, could we do it again in July, because that was a perfect time.
Yep. And we have taken special event bookings earlier than February 1st for a situation like that. But we would just need to go ahead for administration, select board.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any other questions for me? I mean, are you concerned?
I was just saying, we can take an event booking, if they have a deadline on their end. And we could take the application, but we can't say yes or no until we know from select board and the town administrator what he wants us to do.
Okay,
My
thank you for coming in. I wish we had an abundance of
Sorry,
answers.
I had a
I
question.
have one question. You said a big chunk. What did you take in for a net profit?
Oh, we cleared over 40,000,
Ooh,
which was great, but it's going out. We also had to pay all the bills.
oh yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
wanted to know, what you
Yeah.
took
What
in.
do they make?
Yeah, so,
Well, how are they paid?
I'm sorry,
The circus people,
right out of our funds.
now, how did the circus people make out
They get a
financially
flat fee, 38,000, that's off the top.
per day?
No, for the whole thing.
Just for the whole thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's something that you have to pay them right up front. So we were very
40,000.
fortunate, because we had a lot of fundraising, we did, grant writing and other things, so to raise the money, plus selling tickets to that,
These quotes you're getting, are they local,
Van, I
landscapers?
don't wanna get into this, it's
Okay.
not on the
Sorry.
agenda.
Oh, okay, no, you
Okay.
just tell me, yeah,
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah, I don't wanna get into,
I understand,
Yeah,
it's okay,
yeah.
all right.
we can get you back on I mean, if they wanna apply
Sure,
ahead of time,
sure,
they can get a hold of you.
yep.
Even though they can't book it with certainty
They can
till February
certainly
1st.
submit the
Yeah,
application.
submit the
Yep,
application and have that discussion then.
Yeah, and do you have any other suggestions for me, so that I'm trying to follow all the rules and try to do all the things we're supposed to do, so any other suggestions or hints for me?
Get Circus Smirkus to have an ounce of flexibility.
You mean in timing, you mean?
No,
the
in
trucks,
regards to
the
trucks
trucks
on
on
the
the
field.
Oh, okay.
And I'll just leave that at that.
Okay.
You asked,
Well, no, better know than not,
Yeah.
you wanna be upfront.
Okay,
All right, well, thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, Miss Amy, you're next.
First time in this room, do you want me to stay here, do you want me to come up
Come
there?
on up.
Okay,
Whatever you want, Amy.
let's make this place my own, like I do everywhere I go. Okay. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Amy Usowski, I'm the Conservation Administrator for the town.
And there's more packets here for everybody, I've heard.
Is
It's
that
a
it?
draft application.
Yeah.
Well, I just gave you
Sorry.
everything that I've
You going?
drafted so far.
No,
You don't-
I'm gonna
Just
go.
so you know. No. I'll be pretty brief. So, it's CP, Community Preservation Fund application time. And, I'm planning on putting in an application for $168,000 out of the recreation pot of money. And that is gonna be for the design and permitting of a raised boardwalk leading to the pedestrian bridge, the walking bridge in the Bell's Neck Conservation Area. From North Road, but on the south side of the bridge, there's a span of about 200 to 250 feet of really low area where a lot of people walk from the bridge, which is extremely popular for passive recreation, fishing, kayaking, crabbing, just hiking, things like that. There's about a 200 to 250 foot long stretch between there and where, on the south side, where some people can park, as well as like a wooded area. This floods between like the wooded area and the bridge. It floods on numerous high tides. So at high tide, it's not accessible by foot. When it is accessible, it's salt marsh. It's a really sensitive ecosystem, and because of overuse, and we want people to use the area, but in a conscientious way, it's become very trampled. And there's a few pictures in your package here that I took just the other day, actually, of the area that has gotten trampled down. Not just being trampled down, but just thinking the long term with sea level rise and climate change, it's only gonna become more and more inaccessible. And one thing the commission also wants is to make it more as ADA accessible as possible. This area is not, and we would really love it to be. The goal is to make it completely ADA accessible. However, we have to wait and see what the study says in terms of that. So a raised boardwalk would start back in the wooded area and gradually transition up all the way to the bridge. It would allow salt marsh to grow again underneath. It would allow still great access and recreational abilities, just in a environmentally friendly way, as well as a progressive way for planning ahead for the future of this area. So with CPC application, they ask for letters of support, and that's what I'm here to ask you for, is just a letter of support for the application for the design and permitting. And then the plan would be to look for grants as well and look for funding in the next year afterwards for construction after permitting.
Okay. Good.
I'm good.
Leah,
No, that was very well presented. You answered all my questions.
thank you for coming, by the way.
Yes.
In fact, thank you for letting us know, because there have been a lot of people that go through rec, but we never know
Oh.
about it until town meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well, I'm
Frank?
trying to
Have
go-
my full support. I'm in favor of
Thank
the
you.
project.
Thank you, nice job.
David?
All set.
Brian?
All set.
Phyllis?
I have questions.
Hmm.
I know the area very well. Would you be considering just a boardwalk with railings or without railings? Because people tend to walk off and go crabbing on the side.
We haven't thought too much of the design yet. My main goal is to make it accessible for all mobilities and to get it up off the marsh. It will, once we come into design, my idea would be like little platforms or areas that it's not just a straight shot,
Yeah,
that there's areas where people can
veer off.
veer off a little bit to still allow for that.
And like a kayak or something, would there be like a possibility to somehow launch over there?
So there is still like maybe not right at that boardwalk,
Mhm.
but there are numerous put in places before that area that people can put in by just walking down a little bit of a hill.
Would they put railings along the north side?
Right, I mean on the south side.
Yeah, I'm just saying on the south side?
Right.
Possibly, yeah.
There is, we would maintain kayak access, yes.
That's it.
Anything else? Okay. Eric, any
No,
comments,
no,
questions?
I think it's great.
Entertain? It's the commission's pleasure.
Make a motion to support.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Leah and Brian, you taking notes?
Oh,
Oh, we
it's
don't
being
need to.
recorded, yeah.
Okay. Okay, we have a vote and a second. I mean, a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll put together a letter.
Yep,
That would be
it's
great.
I'll get
unanimous.
it to you tomorrow.
Okay.
No, one abstention.
Oh,
Oh,
that's right. So 6-1.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Told you I'd get you out of here.
Hope the rest of your meetings are easy.
Yeah, us too. Okay, in your packet, there is a letter from a Mr. Burns. Are you him by any chance, sir? No, okay. You've had a chance to read it. I don't know if anybody wants to comment on it or just take it under advisement. There's nothing real new in there from other things we've discussed.
I move we take it under advisement.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second for discussion. Anything to say? Okay, take it under advisement. Pickleball at Brooks Park. Eric?
that was just put on there in case there was additional discussion about the letter, so we're covering all our bases.
Okay.
There's what I put in the director's report about the little run-in that was had down there a couple weeks ago. I did speak to the parties involved, and I haven't heard any backlash since then. So
Okay,
that specific issue, I think, is taken care of at the moment.
good.
Thank you, Eric.
Like that.
Yep, thank you.
Are we gonna vote on, the courts for the public? We put it off to this
Eric's,
meeting?
we put it off for further discussion. Eric, update, please.
Yeah, you mean changing which ones are open?
Right.
Well, we had talked about doing that for next season, not in the middle of this season.
Right.
At the end of the meeting.
Oh, I just thought we said we were gonna vote on it this month?
So we were bringing it back for further discussion.
Yeah.
Eric's recommendation is
So
to
wait until the spring?
wait until the
Yeah,
spring.
and not do.
I mean, the
change in
outdoor
the middle of
season's
the
almost over.
season. Yeah,
Right.
we're almost done anyway. Well, that's how it is.
Yeah, the
No.
visitors are
The
pretty much
visitors are
done.
mostly done, but
They're
the
done.
outdoor week, the people that, sign up for the recreation program and pickleball outdoors, it runs from May 15th to May 14th.
Well, you guys can decide what you want, but my recommendation is to leave it till next season.
What's the commission's pleasure?
To go with the recommendation of the director.
Okay,
Second that.
we
Well-
don't need a motion, but thank you.
Don't need- I mean, yes, consensus, that's the
Okay.
word.
Were you here for anything in particular?
I just got blown out of the water, so it's all right.
Okay.
He presented, last month.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know if he was observing or had something
No,
to
I didn't
just.
know, my impression also was that you guys were gonna vote on that, today, and then possibly not start it until next year, but you were gonna, table it till today. That's was what I thought.
I mean, if that's, that's an option as well, if we wanna vote it and not implement it until the fall. So what was on the table, so everybody's aware, is they're requesting, instead of the last two being open courts, it's the first two. Okay,
That's courts,
6 and 8.
6 and 8.
6 and 8, yeah.
And John, if let me know if I can add something
Okay.
to that if you're gonna.
Yeah.
So, again, I was just gonna talk about, if you were gonna vote on that, and if it did pass, that's what I was gonna just kinda give you some more update on that. Interestingly enough, obviously, the main part of the season is over, but the people that still are coming, again, are gravitating over there, and it's just kinda interesting to see that, people kinda wanna be away. If you're there with your own group, you kinda tend not to go where all the people are, and it just, again, I talked about the flow last time, and how the flow just kinda goes to courts 6 and 8, which are closest to the parking lot. And if you were to decide to go that route, I know we were talking about waiting till next year, and my thought was also sometimes it's easier to start off in the shallow end. So instead of implementing it in the prime of the season in the spring, where you have a lot of people and there's some confusion and we're changing it, it might be advantageous to try to do it in the fall. So you're still gonna get non-members to go there. They'll get acclimated to where the new courts are. You'll have time, if you need new signage, now you have time to get new signage if that's appropriate. So, spoke with Eric briefly about opening a spot in the fence where the ambulance had problems getting in. This gives them a little more of a push to say, hey, you know, these are gonna be dedicated. You know, that's all I was just gonna talk about. It seemed like it would make a little more sense to start off slow, let the population know of the transition instead of, you know, that chaos that might ensue trying to implement it in the spring when everyone's there.
I guess my first thought on that is, this is the wish, this is the request, this is where everybody hangs out. I'm hoping there won't be chaos, right? This is the request of the people playing pickleball on a regular basis, and that the non-registered people tend to hang to the tennis court end, if I'm understanding you correct.
Correct.
So I guess where would the chaos be if that's what everybody wants anyhow?
Just starting it, so now if you've got, and I'm gonna make up some numbers here, so say you've got a dozen people that are playing, that wanna play between 8 and 12 of non-paying people. But in the prime time, you know, you could have double that. So that's what I'm saying, if you have less people going over there, it's a lot easier to tell them, you know, if there's a couple people, like a group, a family of 4, you know, hey, that's the new courts, they're over there, oh, okay, and now they know. Instead of trying to get more people that are coming, you know, if you all of a sudden you got 20 people, that's where it could just start getting more confusing. And this way, those 4 people that already played there, they're, you know, they could be year-long residents, now they know, they come with other people, they say, oh yeah, these are the new non-resident court, or non.
Open courts.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Any questions, Leah?
No.
Frank?
We could probably implement the vote on it in March, and it'd be roughly the same thing. I would think we would vote on it in March, something like that.
Eric, what is your take on all of what's been said here?
Well, I just, to me, if you vote on it now or in March, we would prep ahead of time before the spring season started, so we'd change the signs and everything.
So there's no need for an official vote to do anything tonight on it. You're gonna prepare.
I'm for the change.
Yeah,
I think
right,
that's a good
but you're
idea.
gonna go ahead and prepare everything that needs to be prepared.
Yeah,
and then
you can vote in advance.
And then in March, we can vote and it's done.
That's up to you, yeah. I mean, whether you
But
vote
you're gonna
tonight or
be
in March
working on
doesn't
it.
matter, yeah.
Yeah, my sense is you're gonna work on some of the things that he brought up.
Yeah.
Okay.
David?
This is pre-proposing there's gonna be a yes vote at this table.
That's right. I don't see why we don't vote it tonight.
Yeah.
We can vote it tonight if
Yeah,
that's the
that's,
choice
I
of
mean,
the chair.
I don't think there's any downside to it.
I don't think so.
Does any, and I'm sorry, Brian.
You're talking specifically about the vote.
I'm talking specifically changing it from the 2 that I made the motion for in May to change it to 6 and 8. That's what I'm saying, that we could vote that tonight, even if they implement it in March. Doesn't matter when we vote it. It's up to the commission.
I say we vote.
I'm sorry, Brian?
I have no problem either way.
Okay, Phyllis?
I agree about voting, and it'll I think, help get the signage in place sooner, because we waited a long time for the signage to come till the season was almost over. So.
And in my opinion, the signage still isn't up.
It's up, it went up in the wrong
Yeah,
place.
but that's not the motion. The one
No,
I
I'm just
wanted,
saying, I think if we decide now, it'll move forward quicker.
I saw the new sign today that said, I didn't get it clear. I wanted a sign one on each court that said open court, not a rule sign. You know what I'm saying? I wanted like a number sign that's on all the courts now.
Yeah.
But on the 2 open, it said open, so there's no gray area.
I make a motion that we vote on it tonight.
Well, we don't need a motion to vote on it. Motion to vote it tonight. We don't need a motion to motion.
Okay.
So do you wanna make a
Somebody
motion
makes
that and it's going to be, Frank,
6 and 8, is it?
change from 15 and 16 to 6 and 8.
Is that right, 15,
Yes.
16?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
And 6 and 8 is correct?
Yes.
yeah.
So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Oh, here we go.
Phyllis, go ahead.
Yep. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Brian?
Not on my part.
I think regardless of the outcome of the vote tonight, the behavioral altercations have to stop. no matter who's starting it one way or the other, I think at the end of the day, you take kids on a playground, if they're shouting and arguing and berating, they get removed from the playground. We're grown adults.
Some of us aren't.
That's my discussion.
Hence the problem.
Any other discussion on this motion?
I agree with you.
Hearing none? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Nay.
One no, and two no's. Okay, so 5-2.
I'll write it down anyway.
And on the future agenda, I would like to discuss, what do we call it, monitor?
Okay,
For next
yep.
season.
Next, in October?
No, for next outside season.
No, I know, I mean, do you want it on the
Like
October?
October,
agenda? Okay.
October, November, whenever it is, just so we can get it before we're talking about it in May.
Yep.
Okay? So that takes care of that. Eric, your beach number recap, please.
Yeah, it's pretty much all there. We had a successful season. There was a slight decrease in stickers, but there was an increase in day passes, a humongous increase in the parking violations, and that's mostly due to the fact that we really didn't have a parking officer last year, and this year we had 1.5. So that made a huge difference, and the total revenue went up 6%. So it was a good sum.
And those were adults too, correct?
Yes.
I think that matters.
Oh, yeah.
They're not as intimidated by some,
One was an ex-police chief. So
Oh.
that helps, you know.
and one was a firefighter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
that
Yeah.
definitely-
they're not easily intimidating if
Nope.
someone says,
So, but does rec get the money for the parking or the town?
The town, I mean,
Yay,
the
but.
town does, but we get it credited as part of our revenue.
Oh.
That-
Goes in
yeah,
the
so
general
it's all the
fund.
same. Yeah,
Goes in the
general
general
fund,
fund.
yeah.
What we
yeah.
collect.
We get a piece of the action from the general fund.
We don't get any piece
We
of the
don't-
action, we just.
we get nothing.
No.
Nothing in revenue.
Plus,
Any-
and Red
I'm gonna,
River-
hold on one second, Phyllis, I'm gonna go, Leah, any questions?
No, great job this summer.
Frank?
Thanks.
No, I'm just be looking
I'm
at the
good,
annual
thank you.
report to see how much they actually take in. How many
From-
people pay, in other words.
Oh, well, I think it was better this year, there was a whole appeal process put
Yeah.
together, that was running pretty well.
Right
They're
in front of-
flagging them now, so if they don't pay them, they get a bill right away.
Yeah.
With a late fee. If they don't pay that, then their registration's flagged.
Oh,
So I think
okay.
it's gonna be much
That's
higher percentage.
It'll be higher.
Yeah.
Okay, Van?
I'm good, thank you.
David?
That's a huge number.
Well, keep in mind, the reason, like Eric just said, the number increase is huge because we didn't have one last year. So if you went back 2 years, that would be
It's
more.
still higher, but not
Yeah.
nowhere near 300%.
So what are
Any-
people doing? Just
Any
drop-
questions, David?
No, take an attaboy out of petty cash.
Brian, good. Phyllis?
I think the way they have the parking lot at Red River blocked off for the birds, you're probably getting way more violations. that way.
Yep, we had a lot of these tickets this year. I saw a huge increase in people parking illegally. Usually the bulk of them are no stickers. It's still that way, but there was a ton more people just parking wherever they wanted to park.
Yeah.
So they, they bypass, or they'd have a sticker, but then they'd go in and park on the dune or something, because they didn't find a spot.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Moving on, Pine Oaks discussion. Eric, you just want to brush that over?
Yeah, this is quick. So we had a meeting, last department head meeting. The bulk of the meeting was about Pine Oaks and the addition to it. They're in a couple of years, it's still a couple of years out, but they're looking to add, I believe it's 248 units.
This is at Pine Oaks 3.
Yeah, yep,
Queen
Four.
Anne and Old Main.
yeah.
4?
3.
Is that,
Is it 3 or 4?
I thought it was 3.
oh, maybe 4. I don't know. It's in my package.
Doesn't matter.
But
The
they're
Queen
adding-
Anne one.
They're adding 248 units. They average 2.3 people per unit. That's how they figured it out. So around 600 people coming into town in a couple of years. They want input from, or Joe wants input from every department head on how that would affect each department. For us, I'm just gonna write up how, programming wise, it could be more kids, more seniors, more adults, more programs. But he wanted us to bring it to all our commissions or committees to see if there's anything else he wanted to add. I have to submit a little memo to him by the end of the week. So I don't know if you guys have anything other than program,
Any comments, or you want to let the director handle it?
Go for it.
Yeah.
you got it.
It's all yours,
It's an
buddy.
easy one. Okay, thanks.
All right, next is minutes from June 25th.
I got a correction.
Oh, okay.
Under the minutes, Nixon moved Cachadorian as clerk, seconded by Wentworth.
Excuse me, Van, where are you?
Under
Towards the end?
page 4 of 6.
Got it.
And I think that's in error. I was not nominated as the clerk. I think you were, correct?
I was last month, yeah.
Yeah.
This was June, though.
This is for the new reorg, isn't it?
Yeah, but there was a mistake.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
mistake and we had to revote it.
Right.
So why, I guess Van's right, this is still.
Yeah,
this
Yeah,
one
so
is-
yeah, I was
Okay, so I'll just
I was
switch
not
that.
reappointed for anything, and Brian was.
Page 4, edit. Got it.
Van's like, I just wanna make that clear. Van's like, I just wanna make that clear.
He won.
Okay, so we're all set there. Amy, we've already discussed.
You need a motion to accept the minutes?
With the changes, correct.
I make a motion.
Okay. Second, David Nixon. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Thank you. Director's report. Eric?
All right, fall programs are in full swing. They're going very well. We did get our winter, or our big winter programs up there on my rec already. We even have some of the spring ones up
Yo,
there.
winter ones up?
Yeah.
Winter and
Nice.
spring. Some of this, not all of them, but pre-registration for those.
Great.
It's not a ton of info yet, like day, time, everything, but
Yeah.
just so people know it's coming.
Great.
So that's there. Let me go to projects. So we're making some headway. The fencing project at Senior Memorial Field, there'll be a bid opening on October 23rd for that. Also on October 23rd, we'll be opening bids to resurface the final 4 courts at Brooks.
That's the same date, Eric?
Yep, same day, same time.
Okay.
What else do we, hold on, I took a picture of my dry erase board so I can go through.
You got the bathroom facilities, and you got,
Yep, I got it right here. I'll just go down my list. All right, so we got the resurfacing, the AED
Yeah,
project. That one, I don't think we're gonna have to go out to bid or anything on that, because the ones that the town uses are on the state bid list. So I think I'll just be able to order those. Senior Memorial Field restroom project. We got the site plan from the engineering company. They just need to send over the final engineering and specs, which they were looking for the exact placement of where the bathroom would be, which we had staked out, but I don't think they went down and looked at it. But they will be sending me that, so then we'll be getting out the 2 separate RFPs, one for the septic system, one for the restroom itself. I think I told you guys this last month, but just in case I didn't, I did check to see if a tight tank was possible down there. It's not allowed. So we have to go with a standard septic. The Veterans Memorial Field irrigation project, right now is on hold. Highway Department recommended to wait on that until the repairs are done on the field from the circus. The fencing we did. And then the 3 new ones that I'm submitting. Brooks Infield Replacement Project, the Sand Pond Restroom additional funding, and the Veterans Memorial Field Complex Shade Structure Project. All 3 of those are due next Wednesday. I'll be sending them to you guys just to look over. I upped the contingency in those to 20% instead of the 15. So we're asking for 143 for the infield. We're asking for 33 for Sand Pond additional funding. And the shade structure, I'm waiting on the final number, which I should have tomorrow, but it's gonna be probably less than 1/3 of what the cost for a pavilion, an actual wooden pavilion would be.
So ballpark,
I'd say 70-ish.
with the contingency?
Yep,
And what size is that, Eric?
that's roughly 30 by 30. And then that also includes like 6 picnic tables to go underneath. So the only question I had on that one for you guys is, my thought is to keep it as simple as possible and not do a huge concrete pad underneath. And to have, you could have grass underneath, like they have pictures of them, just grass, you could mow right through it, you know. I think that may be our best bet.
Yeah.
Because the concrete pad, that's a huge cost on top.
It's a cost, it's
Yeah.
maintenance, they crack.
Yeah.
Unless
So
it's done
I'm
right.
thinking the
it's-
poles, the shade, picnic tables.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But the
What
grass will
about
never
picnic
get watered.
tables sinking into the grass?
Yeah.
What about what?
The weather, what about weather?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the weather won't get through the shade, right?
Yeah.
You know, if it
So it won't
goes,
be that wet.
yeah, I mean, if the ground gets wet, then you're gonna have some problems.
Yeah.
I was thinking about maybe a wooden, pressure treated kind of flooring underneath to put, you know,
5 years
Or
maybe
is
at
it?
best.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, you could go track.
Just remember, on Cape Cod, rain doesn't come straight down.
It
I can
goes
see what
down.
options there could be for, like, under the tables.
The other option is try it with the lawn,
We used to put.
Yeah,
and
we
if
could
it
always
doesn't
adapt
work
to
out,
it.
you go back for another article to put
Put a base.
whatever
yeah.
base.
Yeah. Yep.
Just an option.
Yep.
What are those ones I sent you? They all had cement bedroom, right?
Yeah, but I saw other ones on O'Brien's website that just have grass under, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could do wood chips, and there's a million different options, yeah, I know, wood chips are tough, I know.
They blow sideways.
So I'll be sending those to you guys in the next couple days.
Okay, any questions, Leah?
Oh,
On the director's report
did I
in
get
general?
everything? Hold on, let me just see if I got everything I want to put on here. Yeah, that was everything. Yeah.
No, great job.
Frank?
No, none.
Van?
I'm good, thank you.
All
David?
set.
Brian?
Great job getting the winter programs out.
Thanks, yep,
Phyllis?
John's doing great.
Oh, irrigation.
Yes,
I watched the selectmen's meeting last week and it came up that the town administrator's been advised that the irrigation is at the end of its natural life.
yeah, so that was part of it too. I met with Joe and Jared and Sean Fernandez out there. Joe wanted to take a look at the damage again from the circus. I brought up the fact that we do have money there to replace the electric system which powers the irrigation.
How much money is that?
37,000?
Right,
That's what that article was.
right.
First they said, well, don't do anything until we get these repaired. But then Joe brought up, well, how old is the actual irrigation system here? And it's from when they built the field, which was 2006, I believe. So you're getting on 20 years. Jared and Sean mentioned that the standard life of an irrigation system is about 20 years. Sean said, I wish I knew this info beforehand, but Sean said that you don't want to replace the electric with the old system being an older system, it could blow it right out as soon as you turn it on.
If everything starts working the way it should.
Yes, so that's why it's on hold at the moment. First things first is to get everything repaired and see where we go from there. So that's where irrigation, or electric stands.
Well, just my opinion, we shouldn't spend a red nickel
Well,
on the 37
yep.
if we're gonna put a new system in a year or two.
Well, the other option
That doesn't
is
seem to make any sense.
give
I
back
agree.
the money for the electric, submit another CPC application for electric irrigation altogether as one project.
I just don't wanna see us throwing good money after bad. And that-
Yeah,
I forgot how much the number was.
Yeah, it was 37.
I thought it was like under
Yeah.
10.
No. So,
Any other comments on that? Not hearing any. Budget report, Eric.
you skipped
Oh, I'm
me.
sorry,
Maintenance?
property maintenance, yep.
There's nothing really other than the projects unless there's questions, the projects I just went over.
Any comments for Eric on the property maintenance? Leah?
No.
Frank?
I think, last meeting, we postponed to this meeting, we're gonna think about what we could put down between the new and the old pickleball courts.
The new and what?
The new pickleball courts.
Yep.
The old pickleball courts, there's a space of about 15 feet of,
Yeah, we were gonna
Right
talk
now.
about that, yeah.
yeah, I've thought about it, I have come up with nothing outside of stone, really.
Stones.
And something that has to be porous, because if we put something solid down, we might get water into the
Yep.
courts, you
Yep.
know, so. Phyllis had an idea, just let the weeds grow, and if they
Yeah.
did grow, that'd probably be okay.
I could
Or
ask if that's in,
wildflowers. But
Has
it's
everybody
all
had a
sand.
chance, I'm sorry, Phyllis.
Sorry,
Has everybody had a chance to go over and take a look at it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just so everybody knows
So
what
what
we're
we
talking
don't
about.
want is sand blowing all over the courts,
Right.
that's,
Yeah.
that's basically it.
And you know my opinion on stones, but that's,
it's kicked around
they
too.
kicked
Yeah.
around, they end up on the court too. Interesting, let the weeds grow.
Yeah,
Cape
if they
Cod-
grow,
Cape Cod lawn,
let's
Yeah.
fertilize the
Yeah.
weeds, you know?
okay?
Okay. Got it.
Has anything been done with that, down at the playground about the,
O'Brien is actually getting back to me on the shade structure. That's who I'm going through, and they're also telling me when they're sending somebody.
All the gates have been fixed down there? I
Yeah,
know
that stuff is done.
Okay.
Yep.
There was another problem with the gate, the entrance gate at Potter Field, and one of our guys took it off and took it over to Landmark.
Yep.
And they
Yep.
repaired it, and
Yep.
he's not charging us, he's
Oh.
out of pocket.
So it's free.
You all set, Van? David?
Can I make a request on the maintenance report?
Sure.
The walking track behind the community center, the far end where the backstop is,
Yep,
a lot of the growth has encroached on the walking track.
okay.
Now, some of it's been dealt with, but it really needs to have a machine go out there and grind out that area,
You're talking Bassett Field, the softball field.
the softball
Yeah,
field,
okay, all right. I'll put in a work order.
please.
Yep.
There's no, wait a minute, we talking the back left field or the front right field?
No, the back left,
Left.
Okay. I thought you-
back to the back corner.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about this one. I'm like, there's no bushes near that.
No, yeah, down in that far corner.
Anything else, David?
So,
Brian?
Nothing.
Phyllis? Okay. Now we'll go to budget report.
So budget report, this one's, last month we had it accurate, it's back to being inaccurate. So it shows our balance at 57,930, it's higher than that. They, now that we're doing the MyRec online payments, they're still trying to figure out how to reflect those in our munis reports. Like,
Yeah, no, I understand. You
So-
would think it would be,
munis is a
Easy.
huge issue
Yeah.
all the time. So it's more, last month we reported at about 85, I believe it was. And it's more in that area than 57.
Okay,
Mr. Chair,
hold on, Mr. Nixon. Leah, any questions?
no,
Frank?
No,
Yes,
this
sir.
is for Eric. You can request that in an Excel spreadsheet. Are you aware of that?
Request what?
Munis. Your munis reports, I get munis reports
Easier to read, like?
in an Excel spreadsheet.
Well, it's not even reading it, because Elaine's like an expert on that. It's the information being accurate within
Okay,
it.
I'm talking about you.
No, I know, yeah, no, you're right, yeah. Yep. Believe me, I need help reading it. Yeah.
Anyway, Excel spreadsheets are very easy to read.
Oh, yeah.
Makes it a lot easier.
Yep.
Okay, budget. Nothing else for Eric on the budget? Chairman's report, just one question. How'd you make out with your discussion with Sean and Libby, Eric, on the bathrooms?
I'm still waiting for him to get back to me on, you mean on the pad?
On everything. Remember I said last month that I had a good chat with them on why they don't like this and why they like that?
Yeah.
Frost wall versus no frost wall.
So I'm gonna be meeting with him. He's gonna come down about the senior memorial bathroom, on Thursday. So I'm gonna talk to him about that. I mean, we're going with the precast concrete either way, but on my list is the concrete pad as well. So, but that's factored into requests, so,
That's in the 33 grand?
yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That's it for my report. David, CPC.
We're coming up on it.
Who's David?
Eric's got the ball for the rec department. So it's gonna be October 1st.
Yep.
Electronically. You can do-
And you want paper ones too.
Right.
Yeah, yep.
Everybody?
Yeah, we're doing, so there's an electronic application, then you attach the backup information, submit it all electronically. And then you print out 10 packets of each, I believe it is,
Yeah, it's rough.
and then you bring those over to.
We
town
have to
office.
have paper, John, because we have to have it for the Board of Selectmen, we have to have it for town administrator, library, and finance.
Yep.
And the other thing is, this time, the correction has been made. You'll be able to correct or edit the online
yep, I
application.
saw that,
So
yep.
that should help. a lot.
Yep, all my backup information's done, all I have to do is fill out the general stuff, yeah. So, should be good to go.
Van?
I'm good.
You don't have any, nothing on facilities?
No.
No, okay. Ladies and gentlemen,
open session.
it's not on there,
I
but what do you
know.
want, Frank?
I just want to ask Van how he made out with the seniors classic.
Luckily, we had great weather.
Oh, did you ever?
We lucked out, there was a little rain that came down, but we took care of that very well. We had 65 teams. We turned away 10 because we didn't have Bassett available. As a result, we lost $6,000 of funding that we normally get every year with the entry fees and so on. So that was a loss. Plus, we also lost the money because we lost 10 teams. Merchandise, we didn't sell the merchandise that we thought we would sell. But other than that, everything went well. We had to hire a couple of other guys to line the fields because the guy that we had regularly was unavailable. So we had to break in a couple of new fellows to line the field and drag the fields and make sure that the paper was picked up and the trash was taken care of. And he had to pay him for an extra day to make sure that the whole area was totally clean and ready to go for the future. But other than that, we had a great tournament. Our 30th.
Great. 30th?
30th.
Wow.
That's great.
Wow.
Hopefully
30th.
next year you'll have 75 or 80 teams.
Well, if we lose Smirkus again over here, they're not going to come back. We have no other fields that we can go to at this
Like I
point.
said, hopefully next year you'll have 75 or 80 teams.
Well, we'll see. But in any event, everything went well. And the guys, unfortunately, we had travel teams in the 55, the 60s, 65, 70, 75s, and 80s. And not one of our Cape teams won anything.
Huh.
Nothing.
Next year.
They're coming down every year from with packed house.
Ringers?
They bring in ringers every year. They're recruiting them from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island. They're coming into our tournament because now we're up to majors, which is the top level of ratings. Majors, our guys are either AAA or majors, and they're bringing in these heavy dudes, and they're really.
What's the purse? Couple $100 grand they win?
Yeah, right. They get a T-shirt. Yeah.
Well, thanks
Championship Series
thanks for
T-shirt.
the update. David, you had your hand up.
Yeah, Vaughn, have you thought about recourse of a $6,000 loss?
So I can give you an update on that. About 20 minutes before the meeting, I got an email, letter from Jim Gunning. I knew it was coming. That because of losing Bassett for the tournament and the $6 grand, he's asking that this year, all of this year's fees be waived. So he sent me a letter. Obviously, it can't be on this agenda. We can't really discuss it. I will bring it to you guys next month, but I also am going to send it to Joe Powers because I believe he's doing the waivers now.
And the chair of the Board of Selectmen.
Yep.
Okay, so that'll be on the
CC
agenda.
everybody.
I'll put
That'll
it
be
on
on the
there.
agenda
Yeah.
for October.
Yep.
Could
Okay.
you also add what the fees would be?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
On it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
All
you.
set, David?
Just
Go
as
ahead.
an aside, that the commissioner asked me, I'm no longer on the board. I withdrew from running it any further. I'm done being on the board of directors. I've been 34 years, it's enough. But in any event, he asked me to put together a list of all of the expenditures that senior softball has provided for both Potter and Memorial. It's well over $80,000 that we have given and donated to the town for the use of those two fields. And just on this, as an aside,
I don't want to get too far into this, Van, because
okay,
just because it's not an agenda
I
item.
got you.
But I think that's good info for the October discussion. Anything else?
I'm done.
David?
All set.
Brian?
Good.
Good?
I just would like to comment on Circus Mercus. I was kind of astounded at $40,000, the profit. It's gonna be hard I know pretty sure how we're gonna vote, but.
I was surprised that Circus Marcus got 38.
38, yes.
Yeah, so it was 30, so it was 80, it was 80,000, if I can do quick math, 78 grand.
2 days, not bad.
But $40,000 coming back to the kids,
That's a lot of
that's
money.
a lot of dough.
Minus 15.
Yeah, you could say that, yes. Well, someone's gonna pay.
Yeah, the taxpayers.
And then they're gonna
Well, insurance supposedly.
they're gonna look for reimbursement from insurance.
Yeah.
Anything else under open session? Nothing, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
So moved.
Next meeting is October 22nd.
TV off, please.
TV
off.
Oh, yeah.
Told you I'd get you out of here.
Thanks, I appreciate it. You did well.
She's got her daughter's birthday
don't
dinner
know.
Oh, you're gonna
tonight.
make it, it's only
Oh,
20
yeah.
after 6.
Yeah, hold on.
Don't make it.
Still on TV, so hold on.
I don't know, I gotta check with the big guy on that now.
David?